SummerSlam 2005 honestly came off to me as an episode of Raw and SmackDown smashed together for 3 hours instead of one of the top pay per views of the year because there were too many squash matches on here, I think. Um, it was an okay, average, not so average SummerSlam. Um, as nothing, there were a lot of things wrong with it, but it could have been a lot better in the duration of them and the pace of the matches as well. So let's get right down to it. Start talking about SummerSlam 2005. The first match was a U.S. United States Championship match between Orlando Jordan and Chris Benoit. This has got to be the fastest title change in SummerSlam and WWE history. Benoit makes Orlando Jordan tap out to the crossface in about 25 seconds to become the new United States champion. The second match featured Edge versus Matt Hardy. The WWE had this angle involving these two and Lita that had everybody talking and waiting for these two to just kill each other. But to say they dropped the ball with this storyline is a huge understatement. They could have gone so many different routes with this one. Early on in the match, I want to say like 5 minutes in, Hardy gets busted open, and Edge just beats him down until the referee stops the match. Oh, after around 10 minutes, excuse me. It's basically just another squash match. Nothing too special. The third match is a ladder match for the custody of Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic. Um, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. It was a pretty cool ladder match, although I didn't see the ending, but from what I saw, wait, yeah, I did. It was a good ladder match, even though the storyline got stupid with the whole Dominic is my son going into it. Oh well, or yeah, or well, it did in the I'm your poppy shirt, so I guess it's not all that bad. Um, Lots of interference from Vicky Guerrero and Dominic himself, but it didn't ruin the match itself. Rey Mysterio ended up winning that match. Um, Now we get the fourth match of the night is Kurt Angle versus Eugene, and a no time limit challenge for Kurt Angle's gold medal. Um, it was a pretty solid and one sided match, but it was all right. Angle always rules, but Eugene is just bad. Um, Angle makes Eugene tap out to the ankle lock to get back his gold medal from Eugene, which Eugene won from him, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care either. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker was the next match. It was really didn't live up to the hype. It's pretty much the same as their WrestleMania encounter, except the run at WrestleMania was 10 times better. But let's not deny that they used to have great chemistry in the ring together. Um, Cowboy Bob Orton makes an interference, and Randy Orton hits an RKO on The Undertaker for the 1, 2, 3. Next up, we get John Cena versus Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship. And the crowd was pretty split into this one, and really, yeah, the crowd was split and really into this one, making it much better than it was. Chris Jericho made John Cena look like $1,000,000 because that's what Chris Jericho does. It was another good match, as all the hype between these two men had not carried down this match. Jericho and Cena are really great athletes, are good nemesis to a good Batman for a Joker, Superman Lex Luthor, excuse me, and they have good chemistry together. Cena nails the FU, as it was called back then, to win and retain his WWE Championship, and Chris Jericho is fired the next night, unfortunately. We wouldn't see him for the next couple of years. Then we move on to the no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship as Batista defends his title against John Bradshaw Layfield. This match was pretty short and sweet, but if you saw their match at the Great American Bash, which was the month before, you probably know why. Batista was in his hometown, so he put on one of the best performances, given the conditions he was put in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He nails the Batista bomb and on JBL and the steel steps for a pretty cool victory to retain the World Heavyweight title. Which brings us to the main event. Icon versus Icon, Legend versus Legend. Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan. The storyline was something as the crowd was split again. But overall, this is mostly just HBK overselling and overbumping for Hogan and getting the occasional spots in before Hogan makes his comeback. Um, it was a match that everybody dreamed and waiting to watch for one last time has come. And what better place besides WrestleMania than SummerSlam? And to tell you the truth, I was expecting a lot more from this match, but Hogan was getting pretty old, so you got to give him a break, I guess. It was all right as Hogan was busted open badly in the match, but he was able to fight back and nail the big boot and leg drop for the win. After the match, both Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan shook hands in respect, and it was a great way to end the SummerSlam. As I said, this SummerSlam had its moments, especially the ending main event, um, as it was okay SummerSlam, which is no surprise at all. All SummerSlams are exciting to watch. It was a good event. Nothing really too bad, but the main event could have been a lot better. But overall, it was a okay event. I'm gonna give this SummerSlam a 4.5 out of 10. Best match of the night. I thought it was pretty disappointing. Not gonna lie. Best match of the night was probably the Hogan and Shawn Michaels match, just because I'm a fan of those two guys. And the worst match of the night was probably Edge versus Matt Hardy. So, yeah, that's SummerSlam 2005. Coming up next, SummerSlam 2006.